What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, move on to treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Hello and welcome into the Tuesday edition of your show. My name is Gary. Put the weight back on, so I'm going to call myself Busty again. You might get some nip slips. I got my Uncle Mike's shirt on. I was like, I feel a little skinny today. I think I'm going to wear the tightest shirt possible. And this is what happened. I got real sweaty, so I had to gear out. I wanted something skimpy, something that would help me be cool during the show. And forgot I put on weight. So that diet of bologna sandwiches, not as good as advertised. In only the health benefits. Everything else, man, you're on a budget, dude. So good. We talked about this before. You fry up that bologna, throw some cheese on there. Whew, mama. Then you end up like this. Possible nip slips. That's why we got the hair down. And try to keep them guarded. Still, as far as we know, we are the only show originating from Saskatoon, dare I say Saskatchewan, that goes live Monday to Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. Scheduled viewing is what it's called. Okay, remember when you used to come home after school and turn on The Simpsons or turn on whatever the hell else it was you watched? That's what this is, man. It's a cap to your day, and we're so happy to have you with us and enjoying all the fun that goes on here at the Dufferin Avenue Media Network. We also got a camera. The camera belongs to our top saleswoman, and she's so much more than that, of course. She's also our greeter. She's our spirit bringer-upper, and many other things. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Maggie Cam. See where she's at today. There, you see her hiding in the bushes? Oh, we got a little spotlight on her. Beautiful. Maybe we can get a double spotlight and really, yeah. Can you keep that going? Keep it going. The Maggie Cam, proudly brought to you by our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. When you walk through those majestic doors, you say hi to Leroy. Leroy is a greeting dog. He'll take you up to the till. You say hi to Mike and or Rochelle. And then the shopping doesn't stop. They got everything you need for the best shopping experience of your life. We're talking about the brand new buckle-up collars, the matching leashes, all the food you can handle, toys and treats. They even have the raw food in the fridges at the back, and the greatest cleaning station in the history of cleaning stations. Right at the back. It's very affordable and fantastic as well. They're open on the weekends and after hours. Okay? Kirsten Shar or Chris does that for you. We also have another member of this family. We almost got the butt cam. Oh, and now it's going to turn into the dogfight cam. Here we go. Wait for the cute Nami. Wait for it. Are we going to share? Share the bed. Share the bed. No, we're not sharing the bed. Okay. This is Baby Dragon right here. We call Baby Dragon Finnegan. I believe we got Dragon on the ones and twos today. Is this Finnegan's first time on air? Nice. Did you speak into the mic? I know it's not really set up for you to. What's the button? Come on now.
Go on.
Come on now.
Come on.
What are you trying to do? Oh, it's unplugged. I unplugged. This is what we're talking about when people are scared to go live. Most places, if you do something like this, you get fired. Around here, we thrive on it. How about now?
Check.
There, I think I can hear you.
Yeah.
Nice. I forgot what the question was you were supposed to answer now.
Yes, that's Finnegan's first time on.
Thank you. Perfect. Tuesdays around here aren't only special because it's Tuesday and we're all hanging out together like we always do, but we also record a little show we like to call the All Out of Angst podcast, a show that has an intro that is almost ready to go. We were this close, but couldn't quite get it out there today. Proud to present to you the two members of this very program, the All Out of Angst team. We got Uncle Mike from All the Natural Products and Matt from All the Band. The boys are back in studio. The boys are back in studio. Hi, guys.
Dan Lindsay. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, doing good.
Yeah, I don't
about
really, I
you?
saw you today. Was waving
You
my
weren't
wiener.
hanging anything out the window?
I was.
Wang dangling?
I was, and you weren't looking. It was right in front of the beds.
Were you there? Did you witness it?
No.
Okay, well,
But and then
fake news.
weirdly
AI.
on the way back, there was a vehicle almost the exact same area, and it seemed like a white Dodge Shadow, and it was some guy with a beard and long hair, but it wasn't you. Like, have you seen this?
There's only
Gary?
one.
I think so.
There's only one Dodge Shadow, white and perfect, like my majestic Stella out front.
Yeah, and I don't think this may not have been a Shadow. It could have been like a Plymouth Acclaim or
I
something.
wasn't
you know,
gonna
like-
say
yeah.
anything, but there's a lot of imposters in the Shadow world. I'll tell you that much. And
And you were cooler than this guy. You know, like he had a Viking thing going, but you were cooler.
did he have the wang out the window like I would?
No, he didn't.
Give him a nice wang. You know, he's wanging, wang at the people. Yeah, it's good. What is that called? An adjective? What's an action word when you're waving? Verb? A noun?
I literally,
Dragon will know.
I know nothing
for it. Dragon?
about anything to do with grammar.
What would waving be called, word-wise? Is that a noun? It's a verb. I can't hear you. You didn't talk to your mic again. I know it's not set up.
It would be a verb.
What's
Okay.
an adjective then?
It's a verb. Okay, what's an adjective, tough guy?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. If only there was a place we could check to find out. Either way, when we get together, we have a lot of fun. It started out as a little show about the greatest decade of music ever. That would be 90s punk rock, and then it turned into the greatest decade ever and talking about everything in the 90s. And now it's just grown into the most fantastic experience anyone could have.
Wave, verb, present participle, waving.
Okay, now what about wanging? W-A-N-G.
I mean, probably also a verb.
Making sure.
Maybe hyperbole. I don't know.
You don't know about our traditions we have when Matt and I pass each other when I'm driving to the hospital. Quite a good time.
It is.
I will say it's a very exciting day today, as this was our last visit to the hospital,
Oh, really?
which is good.
That's
So I'm going to miss my
great
Spadina
news.
drive, but it sounds like we're busting old Seahawk out hopefully Thursday night. We'll see how it goes. He said, I don't give a shit. I'll sleep on the couch if I have to, bro. He said, get me out of here. So we'll see what happens. And he's scheduled to make his second appearance
So is
live on
this
your
is
show for this
legit?
Friday.
It's not like Lightning Boy Martone on Crossroads where they break out Blind Dog Willie Folsom from the.
Not like that.
It's not
This
like
is-
that.
This
This
is
is legit.
This has been teased like that a lot for the last about month, as they've been waiting for everything to finish up at his parents' house, but it sounds like it's go time.
Man, that's awesome.
So you're going to have to wang to other people on your way down Spadina
That's
now.
fine.
know.
I can do that.
Wang life, bro. It's tough. It's a tough way to live. But it's very exciting. He's busted him out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
sweet.
He also said that he saw your brothers at church.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering where you were.
Actually, yes. Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. I said, hey, he's a busy guy. But he said, yeah, the Zimmers came over and talked to me at church on
That's
Sunday.
right. Andrew,
Yeah.
I remember Andrew
Yeah.
mentioned something.
The way he described them was so perfect, too. He goes, one had like the long beard and the mustache, but it wasn't Mike. I was like, that's Andrew. He said the other one was very trim and proper. Like, that's Chris. Yeah. You nailed it.
That describes him.
That's it. So he wanted to say thank you to your family for some very supportive wording
Yeah,
and
sweet.
very good little visits. So
I will pass it along.
absolutely. How are you? How are you doing as we catch up here on the All Out of Angst edition of your show?
Doing okay. Yeah.
As good as a guy can do.
I keep thinking, I know it's Tuesday because we've been doing this for quite a while on Tuesdays, but every time Tuesdays feel kind of like a Monday.
They do.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
I was expecting to be here a lot earlier.
Yeah.
And I was running around doing some deliveries and post office drop offs, and then, I mean, just the roads and the puddles and the ice and the.
Oof.
It always takes a little longer these days to get where you're needing to go.
I forgot to turn off the heater. Keep talking.
Oh,
man.
jeez. But yeah, no, can't complain. We're in Regina for a little water polo tournament on Saturday night, Sunday. We didn't, but he scored like 3 goals and a bunch of assists.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, he's having fun, right? That's the main kind of thing. We saw our friends in
Hold on.
Regina that we haven't been able to see the last few times. So
There's something to be said for guys who play for the name on the back, not in the front. You know what I mean?
that's right.
Get those points up
That's right.
in case some scouts are watching.
Yeah, and it's water polo, so there's actually no name on the back.
They don't even get to
Or the
write it on
front.
the back?
No.
Dang.
I guess they have caps. They have like
The number on the
water
cap.
polo
Play for the
caps
number
or
on the
whatever.
cap, not
There
the
you go.
logo on the trunks.
There you go.
Or the Speedo.
Yeah.
Do they Speedo?
Just rolls off the tongue.
Some do speedos. Some do.
What,
What
hey,
the hell
we
are
don't
they
care about
called?
anyone else. What does
Uh,
our boy do?
He wears jammers. They're called. So they're like
This is exciting.
they're like I don't know, not a spandex, but like a swimsuit, like a speedo material, but full short.
Okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
Basically like
So-
cycling shorts, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
Like a
they're
s-
very much like a spandex.
Okay.
You know, but he was pretty stoked. You know, he's got the jammers, he's got the towel, he's got
Yeah.
the shirt, he's got
Dude.
all the
That's his uniform.
yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Wears it.
I
He
love
loves
that. Okay, so you're visiting with friends as well?
Yeah, quick little visit with them. They're world travelers and all the sports. So every time we would go to Regina, they're in Edmonton for a track tournament. They're in Saskatoon for a
course.
basketball tournament.
Like most
They're in
families with
Hawaii,
kids and
they're in skiing.
activities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
Everywhere.
so finally we got,
Everywhere.
but like we rolled in at 9 o'clock on Saturday night because they were only playing Sunday morning games. So it's like we're gonna go the last second. We were painting at the house, city house here on Saturday. We headed out, after supper on Saturday night, and our friends that we were going to meet, they were in Winnipeg for a track tournament, so they didn't get back till like 10. They gave us the code to their house or whatever.
Free lodging?
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Nice.
So I mean, yeah, it was the first time that we've got like really good friends in
Yeah.
in Regina, and this is the first time over the last 6 months that it's actually our schedules have lined up that they are there, and
Beautiful.
we are there. So
The
it's
perfect
like,
storm.
Yeah, but then it was the one weekend where we only had to be there kind of the one night. And,
The worst drift storm.
yeah,
Worst drift?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know the
Making
word
up
on that. That's a
words. I don't
tough
know if
one.
I can
Well, there's a
corroborate
perfect storm, and then it would be the worst if.
Right.
Worstic? Worstic storm? Perfect? Worstic storm? Storm? Either way, not as good as it should have been.
Got a speeding ticket.
Here we
in
go.
No!
Regina.
Yeah.
You want to talk about
like
Regina.
downright
being
pulled
able
over in
to
the whole thing,
relate
or
to
what?
stories.
In
Tell us
Regina.
all
So,
about it.
I haven't gotten a speeding ticket. Like I have a pretty damn good driving record, not to boast or anything, but just whatever. I've been
Yeah.
lucky. I think the last speeding ticket I got was probably 20 years ago. It was during work. I was running from one site to another,
Such a good man.
and I dropped the kids off. I had found some Facebook Marketplace deals.
Of
and,
course you did.
So I was.
We haven't even checked in on your scammers lately. We'll do that later.
It's been pretty quiet.
Okay,
And
we'll get into that
I've-
later. I
yeah,
won't derail this story. Continue.
Okay. So
got some
yeah,
hot leads.
I found this stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna get in pretty late Saturday night. We can do it Sunday morning. The guy's like, no, Sunday nights or Saturday nights fine. I'm like, okay, I'll drop the kids off at the house, bomb over there, and I've got Google Maps, so getting there was okay. And I was on like Louvain, I was on the perimeter road, whatever, like going 90, 100 kilometers an hour.
As one tends to do.
But I did mention to Amanda when we were coming into Regina that like there's not many speed limit signs. Like I've seen lots of red light camera signs and like speed camera signs, but I kept missing or they're not as well advertised as speed limit. I mentioned this before my incident.
Good foreshadow.
So anyway, pick up the stuff on my way back. Of course, it taken me a totally different route on the way back. I'm like, I am not where this is not the same way I came. So I'm going through town. Now I'm on like kind of residential streets, but it was residential streets where it's double lane. There's no like front facing houses. And I'm sure I was more concerned as to where I was going than the speed at which I was going there. So had obviously missed a sign, apparently.
Was this one of the 30s?
No, it was a 50,
Ooh.
but I was doing like 7.
Mm.
Because every other, like, getting there, I was doing 70, 90, 100. Like,
Yeah.
I was never on a city street.
And it can
like a
happen
50
quickly,
kilometers.
especially when you're not paying, like you're worried about where you're going.
Totally. And I'm from out of town, and I didn't want to be late. I was, like, pushing 10 o'clock, quarter after. I'm like, we got to get up at 6:30 to be at the pool by 7:30. So I'm like, and I'm looking, I'm like, this is not where I'm supposed to be, but the map says it is. And sure enough, I literally, not to incriminate myself further, but I looked down at my phone to like double check the map kind of thing and the speed limit. And just as I had done that, whoop, whoop, and he's, ghost car parked in a parking lot in like a, off like in a little church parking lot.
What are the odds?
Yeah, I know, eh?
Yeah.
And right away, like, oh shit! Like I knew right away that he was A, pulling me over, and
Mhm.
B, actually I didn't
you
really know that I
Did
was.
you think it was speeding, or did you think
That's
it was the phone?
that's the
I
one.
initially kind of maybe thought it was the phone, but kind of assumed it was speeding.
Yeah.
Because he was like, it wasn't. I passed him, and then it was like he had his lights on before I kind of even passed him, so he clocked me as I was coming towards him, kind of thing. And sure enough, pulls me over, and you know, like I said, it's been 20 years since I've been pulled over. I've been pulled over. Not haven't gotten a ticket for it. And you know, they don't even ask for registration anymore, which I thought was kind of neat. It's like just your license, like okay, like sorry officer, like you know, I tried to play it out like I'm from out of town, I just gotten in, I don't know, I was confused.
Where
like,
am I?
do
Who
they have
are you?
You guys have speed limit signs in this town? Like what the hell?
What about over here?
Yeah,
What about over there?
Slip him a $5 bill with your driver's license.
Well, and then I thought, like, well, I've got a pretty damn good driving record. Like, maybe he'll let me off with a warning. And maybe if I would have been doing like 5 kilometers or 8 kilometers over the speed limit, like 20 or 19, I guess he clocked me at 69.
Hey.
Now
that's a cruising speed.
Yeah. But anyway, so what do you do? Oh, and then of course like breathalyzes me, and
because that's a thing. Hey, now
it's like a very
mandatory
standard thing, I guess.
Is that, I heard it was like.
Okay.
Anytime you get pulled over, you get breathalyzed in Regina or Saskatoon as well.
And that's a mandatory, or is it just at the discretion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, and that's, I mean, honestly, I could have, like, I knew I hadn't been drinking.
Yeah.
I knew I was probably speeding.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cause a shitstorm, you know, and like, I have rights and blah blah blah, and then I'm in the back of a cop car or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Time and place, bro. Time
Exactly,
and place. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, whatever. Go through the thing and gives me a ticket. Like, sorry, sir. You know.
Forgiveness, please.
It's just for booze, right? They don't do like a.
No, they do THC swab as well.
Well, he didn't, and I mean, again, had not consumed cannabis that day.
Yeah.
But that stuff stays in your system.
Because that's what I'm worried. That's what I'm worried.
We're all
about.
targets,
Yeah.
and that's the dumbest part of how they're doing it right now. Because if I were to get swabbed today, and I haven't touched any THC all day, if I were to get swabbed, they would say, "Sir, you are not allowed on the road. You have 4,000 milligrams of THC built up in your body." Like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. And what's the point? It's not like I'm using it all right now.
I swear it was 5,000.
A little low. But the point being is, like, I medicate every day for my pains and for all my stuff. So the fact that if they were to give me one, like, I wouldn't stand a chance. And that's why they also do like the road test type of situation where they make you do like the walk and stuff just to make sure you're not high at this time. They can tell, you know, so that's sort of playing your favor. But if they swab you and you are a, you know, traditional purveyor of THC, they will get you.
Well, that's what I was kind of concerned about, because it was, I was at home on Friday night before, and I had consumed
of course,
whatever, and obviously nothing that day, like I was driving my family and kids, you know, and obviously not drinking.
Responsible.
So I was kind of waiting for him to like
bring it up,
and it wasn't even mentioned. He just said, like, we do the breathalyzer just as part of what we do, and again, I wasn't. But they are very interesting how they word things now. And I believe they are trained to not necessarily ask questions, but like provide statements that you can't even really give an answer to. I remember I got pulled over in where the hell was I? It was in the States. We were at Yosemite National Park. Now it's a national park, so it's federally regulated, like it's state or it's a national park. It's not a provincial park, so it's under the jurisdiction of like the U.S. government, not the state governments, kind of thing. And so the
federal
police that they have on there are whatever, not state troopers, but I don't know. Whatever.
We're dying here.
Yeah, like I wish I'm just gonna say federal agent.
And they're
federal
sure,
agents.
Let's go
there
ahead.
You go.
I'm sure they're probably just like parked or whatever. But they like, a situation where they were not like necessarily asking yes or no, or like not an open-ended question, but it's like, hey, do you mind if we search your vehicle? I'm like, well, I don't mind, but I don't want you to do it.
Are you asking?
Right. It wasn't can we?
Yeah.
It was, do you mind? It's like, well, I don't mind, but I don't want you to, like. You know?
How would you feel if I were to search your vehicle right now?
Oh, and it was like, And they like, it's like, well, when's the last time you consumed cannabis? And this was 13.
Yep.
Like, when's the last time you consumed cannabis? Oh, I don't know, like back in high school kind of thing. But because I admitted
That you-
to usage ever,
yeah.
then it like opened up questions for
Keeps
other
opening
things.
the
Because
door.
he has admitted that he is a
Right.
habitual drug user.
Right,
Yeah.
you know? And it was just this thing. And, you know, eventually nothing came out of it. Like, eventually Amanda was pregnant at the time. Like, we're on the way back to her campsite. It's like, you know, but they were very sneaky.
They know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. And then, so anyway, learned a lesson from that experience and whatever. You know, eventually, it's like, can we go?
Yeah.
Because what are you really doing here? And it's like, oh, yeah, you can go. Basically, all you have to do is ask if you can go,
Yeah.
right? Because
They'll stay
you're
there
not
until they
detained
get
in
something.
you know,
Yeah.
whatever. But then coming back across the border, because it was a national park, I'm assuming it showed up on some national, you know, that I had been
That your
pulled
plate.
over for
Yeah.
suspected whatever possession or something.
You had been talked to.
Right. And so, you know, coming across the border, and then of course I'm randomly selected to be searched. I mean, I'm also a long-haired, bearded dude
Yeah.
driving a Volkswagen
I would randomly,
van,
I would
right? You know,
randomly
yeah,
select
I
you
mean,
as
come on.
well.
But then it was like, okay, come in with here. You're gonna get searched,
Mm-hmm.
and like out of the vehicle, through the whole vehicle, like pulled everything out of the vehicle. You know, dogs all around us, like pregnant wife.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Well, you
that's,
know that could be a whole load of drugs and a fake
Yeah.
tummy.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And you
Can
know,
you go ahead
sure
and get
enough,
that
like,
fetus out of your belly real quick so we can search you?
Yeah, they, you know, they found like there was whatever, I don't know how much I go into, but like they you know, like trace some or like contact something on like a bag that I would take disc golf in. And it's like, how did that get there? It's like, I don't know. I put my bag down on the ground and I picked up something. Like, I have no idea.
A million
basically
things. A
Shut
million
up!
ways.
Yeah.
Don't say anything.
Yeah.
You have no idea. You did nothing. You know. And
Yeah.
same thing. I mean, they eventually let us go with no nothing. Actually, they did. It was kind of shitty because they did. I picked up like a cheap bottle of whiskey and a cheap bottle of vodka when we first crossed in. Like we were on the road. We were in the States for 2 months. So I stopped at the first liquor store when we crossed the border. Picked up the cheapest, you know,
Oh, yeah.
$8 bottles
love
of
that.
vodka and whiskey.
5-star or 5-star vodka, award winning for $7, and it was a 66.
Oh, exactly.
Oh,
right.
and it was. You had to mix it. Like
Yeah.
you could not drink it straight. It's that bad. But
it's
boy,
the
oh
prices
boy,
right?
boy,
It's,
oh boy, does it take
Yeah.
you to the moon? That's what just call it moonshine and move on.
This sounds awful.
It's
So
It's
these
something.
bottles were like tucked away underneath the seat, like they'd been there for 2 months, and then of course we stop at duty free when we're coming back across,
Oh, so
and we
now
get our full
you're
share.
over
So you were
then-
one over the
So
threshold.
then they're like, they basically thought I was trying to smuggle these
Yeah.
extra bottles, and like you can just take them. Like
I
I don't
paid
care.
$5,
Like,
bro.
I literally forgot about them. I went to the duty free on my way back, you know, like, and the bottles were half empty. Like I'm not gonna pay duty or get a fine for a $7 bottle.
dump it
of
right in
booze,
front
you
of
know?
them. Like,
Yeah,
here you
I
go.
don't care. Like
Yeah.
confiscate it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's always. Yeah,
Jeez.
but whatever. Again, that was a bit of a hiccup. And I mean, we had like climbing gear, a surfboard, crash pads. I picked up like a big water pressure tank from my dad in the States. Like it
Of
looked
course.
like I was bringing across. Who
So
knows?
then once they've searched the vehicle, are you left to put all the shit back?
Oh, yeah.
So you're
Yep.
just kind of like,
Yeah, you
"Aw,
just sit
thank-"
there and like putting it back in, loading it. Like I've got to repack all this shit now, and it's like
Mhm.
when you have that much shit, it's like a very
It was-
finessey
Tetris.
thing.
You
right?
already won the
It's-
Tetris
Tetris.
game
exactly
the first
Now
time.
I got to
Yeah.
redo it. you
That's
know?
it. Okay. We could have did that one hard. That almost
Oh,
went
yeah.
off.
I was about.
So you were not arrested.
No arresting. No.
Okay. No testing of your
Real-
THC levels.
Yeah. No, really, no.
Just a nice hefty ticket.
What is a speed ticket that 20 over go for these days?
$180.
that
You know
ain't
what?
that bad.
That's not bad.
I was. Yeah.
Because
I
like,
was-
aren't the cell phone tickets? Aren't those like
oh,
600
They're like
or
$500 or $600.
so?
Yeah.
It's,
Jeez.
I think they're like $5. My brother just got one a little while ago.
Oh, jeez.
But I don't know if he's going to try and fight it because there was, I mean, A, how do they really prove it?
Mm-hmm.
B, there was like, it wasn't his birth date on the ticket. It was the wrong location. There was multiple
there's a
things.
lot of
Mistakes
things
on the
that-
ticket.
Questionable,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Whether or not that's
But then
enough to get
is
you
it
off.
one of those like? because you need to hire. You don't need to hire a lawyer.
You can you can advocate for yourself, or you can.
Yeah, because that's the thing. If you're gonna end up spending $1,000
Oh,
on lawyers'
totally.
fees,
But you can. I think if it's like, if there's no blatant, you know,
like evidence.
incorrectness,
Mistakes?
mistakes.
Yeah.
That's the word.
I'm here for you, Doc.
Then it might be trickier to talk
Yeah.
your way out of it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was even thinking like, how could I get out of this?
I know for
like,
me.
how could I save $180? But I have to go to court. I would have to drive to Regina to go to
Yeah,
court.
so you're.
So it's like right
yeah,
there. Okay,
that's
that's
eight-
half a
That's
day
it.
Yeah.
and a tank of gas. Like,
It's a lot more than $180.
When I got my phony baloney seatbelt ticket, because I didn't have my like arm perfectly, or like
Oh, really?
the strap wasn't perfectly on or whatever. I got pulled over, and I was a passenger. Like, so Murray got pulled over, and basically they gave me a seatbelt ticket because I wasn't wearing it properly, and I was so choked. So I'm like, I'm working this off at Friendship Inn. I don't want them to get one dime, and that's what I went and worked. I think it was like 2.5 shifts at the Friendship
Hell
Inn.
yeah.
It
Good
was
for
a
you.
great experience,
Yeah,
and
it's
like
amazing.
at the time I just got out of like managing restaurant kitchens and stuff, so that was kind of in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And I went through like their whole like walk-in cooler. I'm like, this stuff immediately has to go right now, and like reorganize, and like it was actually turned a negative into a positive.
Yeah,
You see this?
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Hockey helps the homeless.
That's a great hat too.
Hockey helps the homeless. One of the beneficiaries this year is the Friendship Inn.
That is fantastic.
And all the money here raised for Hockey helps the homeless stays in Saskatoon and goes to the Friendship Inn and goes to the food bank and goes to the YWCA. So with that in mind, we have started collecting donations, and we have a link in the describes where you can find it. It's there right now. You can go click on it. It says Hockey helps the homeless. Boom. We got 3 things set up there right now. We got the Hockey helps the homeless, make a donation, stays in Saskatoon, and helps people right here in our beautiful city as well. Book for sale, audio version. Check that out. We have a link to that. You Can't Stop Love, the greatest book ever written, and I honestly mean that. This book changed my life. The author, John Fast, that's my dude. We're going to check in with him hopefully at the end of this week or early next week, as he is in Bogota, I believe, right now. He's on
Colombia.
He's on a world tour. Bogota, thank you. Bogota.
It is the capital of Colombia.
So Bogota, if you want to be like Dragon over there. Anyways, that's where he is now, and he's doing a bunch of book stuff as he's going around the world. And the audio version is available, so you can pick it up. You hit the link in the describes. That's also there. And we also have one more link for you if you want to help out with our buddy Seahawk and his GoFundMe page.
Oh,
as
nice.
We're just showing off his new wheels that he got from the Kinsman during
Sweet.
Telemiracle.
Already.
That was on Friday, yeah.
Great.
So he was ripping it around. We had him here Friday, and it's so cool, man. It's like the old like mountain bikes with the quick release tires.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And so you just quick release the tires on the bike, and it's boom, 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 throw in the shadow, and off you go. Coolest thing. So with that in mind, we got all those things going on. I just want to make sure we remember to say donate now. The big day is March 21st over at Myrtle's Belcher. We'll all be playing and having a lot of fun. We're going to be mic'd up and making some really cool content as we're hanging out with Bernie Nichols and Brian Scrudland and Brad May and all these awesome dudes, Matthew Barnaby, a bunch of great dudes hanging out. So with that in mind, we also have a email address. Dragon, what do you say you pull that up so people can know how to get a hold of us? Look at that. Now, I guess I'll just send it myself because the boys we're on this camera right now. Yeah, give me camera 2. This is a group thing. There we go. All right, you guys. So I'm going to do an intro for this. It's going to go this. No, we're going to push this way. No, we're going to push that way. Go towards Mike. But before we get there, I'm going to do the little jingle we wrote. Here we go. Contact at dufferinave.com. That is the name, and this is the theme song. All right, 1, 2, 3, get out of here. Golf clap. We also have a website made by the most handsomest, beautiful prince on earth. His name is Royal Anders. You can head to the website. He's in the house, baby. I couldn't tell because the dogs weren't barking enough. Have you been trying to give them treats? Good boy. Yeah, you might start a fight. You might start a fight if you get treats going in here today.
Aaron's watching out.
She's been a very good puppy sitter. So this is the website, also very, very awesome. Thanks to our buddy Royal Anders. On 3, 1, 2, 3, go! Get on out of here. Interacting with our graphics.
Such a weird brain thing.
Oh, give it a blow.
Oh, yes.
Give it the old blow. Okay. All right, maybe we'll do that for the next one. This will be good. I also do want to say you've seen him pop up in the back screen. Newest member of our team here, Mably Orente with TMG. That's the mortgage group. That is where they say think outside the branch. All right, really, really awesome dude. His family's amazing, and we love them so much. There he is right there. Look at that handsome fella. So hit him up for some mortgage stuff. And yeah, I don't know what mortgage stuff really is, but I know he's good at it.
And
So,
he doesn't even
that's
need
our
doesn't even need a tie. So it's, it's
Yeah, there you go.
casual but still professional.
Yeah.
He knows what's up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, that was some good. We're halfway through the show, and we just got the intro done here on the
it
All
helps that
Out of
it
Angst podcast. You can find it anywhere on the internet. Just Google All Out of Angst, and you will find us. I'm out of breath again.
Ah,
You know,
Yeah.
I get going, and then I get out of breath, and then I breathe heavily. It's not the coolest thing. But I will say as well, sidewalk slam. You guys ever see any sidewalk slams before? You know what a sidewalk slam is?
I have no clue.
I don't think so.
This is continuing with our promotional stint of the day here.
Okay.
So our friends over at Commander Cookout Podcast, you can see them on the lower banner there. They have the hottest show when it comes to Magic the Gathering. Okay, there they are. Look at that, the brand new one. Canada's MTG Podcast.
nice.
Check them out. And so we spent, oh man, what was it, like 6 or 7 hours in here on a Sunday about a month ago. And the boys worked so hard to put this together. And what it is, basically, we turned this table right here around, use a top-down camera with all the other cameras. We had everyone individually mic'd up, and they play a game of Magic cards.
Okay.
But when they're mic'd up and they're playing, we took it to the next level. So there's a bunch of edits. There's like a slam cam. We use the green screen for intros. We have post-game interviews over the modern set. It's a really good video to show off everything we're capable of here in the studio,
Yeah, that's
which is
great.
very cool. And that is available now, so be sure to check out Sidewalk Slam Season 3. Brando says it way better than I do. He like
I bet you
screams
would.
it, but I can't get up.
Yeah.
It hurts.
I was
But
a
he does
little
really good.
disappointed to eventually figure out that the Commander, when I initially heard it and heard that they were on the network, I was like, sweet, like a cooking show.
yeah, me
like,
too. I like
it's
grilling.
I'm gonna learn some
Yeah.
barbecuing things and some cooking things. I mean, I still hope to learn some Magic card things, but
I will
they
tell
don't
you,
taste as good as a nice brisket.
they burn a lot of people.
Yeah.
I bet.
There's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
good burns in there. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to know anything about Magic to enjoy it. That's why
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah, well,
It's
just
very cool.
the guys, right? Like
Yeah.
I could
And
just
the boys.
watch the guys
Yeah.
do anything.
So funny. So unbelievably funny. As yeah, I just want to make sure people know that's out there because I know all the work that went into it. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
just woo, wild stuff.
Yeah.
Wild times.
So
How's
was it like sports interviews after? You know,
No, totally, yeah.
like locker. That's
Yeah.
oh, I love the
and
idea.
there
of
was
that.
like still chirps
Oh, yeah.
after, like hard chirps. Like it's so funny how
Well, you know that.
the magic community. It's a lot like the metal community. It's a bunch
Oh,
of
yeah.
Yeah.
bunch
Well,
of nerdy people
at the old
nerding out.
or at the landfill site on Wednesdays, I believe Super Nintendo Anderson.
Anderson.
Yeah, he hosts Magic cards, and a bunch of them stay after and
Hell yeah.
do their Magic card stuff, and it seems like a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
I know nothing about it, but
If that's a statement on how awesome of a time it is because you don't even have to know what's happening to be entertained.
yeah, like all the
That's
characters
pocket.
look cool and metal, so I respect.
Yeah,
Well,
it's very cool.
I mean, I don't actually know what it's like, but like Dungeons and Dragons, or
Yeah.
something, right? Where it's like the
Yeah.
role play and the cards and like
It's a lot of
and then there's this
imagination goes
whole,
into
like-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, like people really get into it. It's
And they actually do really cool like releases. So they set out
Right.
like sets. Like they have a Final Fantasy set coming up. So they've done a Final Fantasy. They've done a Modern Horizons 3. They've done what was it? There's like other video games. Assassin's Creed they had
Oh, yeah.
in here, and it's like and they're all like legal cards within the Magic world, the realm. It's the coolest shit. I just love it. So check it out. Is the point of that music wise, my friend? How is the music going?
Everything's going great. Yeah, we've got the Regina May 17th birthday show at the Exchange within two.
Happy
That's gonna be awesome.
birthday.
It's not gonna compare to our birthday show, but that was.
Nothing compares to that show.
And then
So good.
we've got Decimate Festival in Alberta, and
That's a sick name
so.
for a festival.
So Into was on that bill, and then they had asked if Untimely wanted to, and I was like, well, if we can play the same night as Into
Yeah,
Eternity,
streamline it.
because Into's playing another show in Alberta the night after. So if like it wouldn't
Yeah,
have
you
worked,
can't be
if-
stuck
yeah,
there. Yeah.
and they agreed to that. So both Untimely and Into's playing
That's
that, and that's out there. So basically, I think other than we haven't officially announced our June 7th show, but there's a poster
we've
being made,
mentioned.
and I got him the logo, and it's gonna say something along the lines of of evening brought to you by Dufferin Avenue, or
Nice.
I don't know what it, but it'll be an official Dufferin
Hell
Ave.
yeah.
And then I
Have a
really
presence.
I really want to get a couple different like footage of like crowd and just like the whole evening, and then edit together so then we can show again what we're capable of
Yep.
in the promotion department for Dufferin Avenue.
We'll even do you one better. By that time, I'm sure we'll have a really good mobile setup. Maybe we can make that our goal of our first on location
Yeah.
show leading up to a show.
That it's gonna be huge. And then we're flirting with an idea for Raven, which I don't know. I won't go out on the air, but it's an idea of getting a fuller group of people playing, if you know what I mean. Possibly, if we could import someone that might know how to play some of the. I don't know. It's just an idea we've talked about, so that's another thing for that show, which will be cool.
How do you put up with such a handsome tease? Hey, I would
Okay.
never be around. I'd be like,
Well,
nope, not today, honey.
Okay, so I'll just go out and say it because it's not
Never
even
mind, I
it's
take
not
it
even
back.
official.
Take it all back.
So we haven't told Noel yet, but we're like, you know what? I feel like the band would be willing to pay for him to fly out to play the show because like it's an investment in our lives. So basically, we're gonna say, hey Noel, would you be willing to play? Hey Noel, would you be willing to play a show with us on June 7th? We'll pay for a ticket for you.
I think we can make a little donation to make that happen here too.
But yeah, so
You have to work in the studio though, Noel.
it's just after playing with him that last weekend, it's like the magic
Fired
is
it
so
up.
undeniable, and it's every time I'm like down on myself for like, oh, I put all this work into this, and you don't, and like it's those moments where it just everything felt so right, and it's like it's pure and it's beautiful, real music being played, but
Noel
with your
does that.
friends.
He does
And
that.
it's just like it just would be so awesome if the next show we play, we've got Noel in on it.
I'm thinking, I got the wheels turning, and I think that's pretty close to when maybe there was an aim for a certain move to happen. Maybe that might even bump it up a little bit.
Well, that's what we were thinking, but I don't want to
Yeah,
force
well, of course, yeah.
any
And
of
there's a
that
lot they
stuff.
gotta
So,
do
like,
out there.
yeah,
Okay.
if they have to wait until the fall or whatever, I'd still like to have Noel for the show, and we kind of all
Me too.
we always like me and Tristan and Aaron will always do little like scrums at the Black Hat, and we'll kind of do business meetings. We call it the Triangle, and
Hell
the
yeah.
Triangle talked about it, and we're like, yeah, we need to get Noel.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's all that, and
very
then
exciting.
obviously just I've been playing so much that I'm having a little thumb issue. It's not affecting the playing, but I went to the clinic today
Just to make sure.
to stay on top of it because I need these things are my livelihood. Well, they don't bring in
moneymakers.
they don't bring in the money, but I need them.
Did you pass with a clean slate? Fine carpets?
Yeah, like I said, he had got that ointment or whatever. He's like, it doesn't seem to be rheumatoid arthritis. It doesn't seem to be gout.
Just put it on the
But it was
sores.
awesome because he just he just assumed. He's like, oh, you don't need a lot of red meat or drink a lot of wine or booze. And I'm like, thanks for assuming that. Like I do,
Yeah.
I do like the.
I
Okay,
do actually,
yeah.
but
I'd mentioned, I'm like, oh,
Wrong.
I do drink beer or whatever, but he didn't seem to think that it was a flare up of gout. So that's awesome.
I thought gout was only in your feet,
That's what I thought too.
in your toesies.
But yeah, I do have my toe thumb, so there's that.
That's it.
But
That's
yeah.
a problem.
So, and then I ended up seeing a childhood buddy, Josh Thomas, in the waiting room. So
Nice.
again, I was able to like chat with him and catch up because we used to snowboard back in the day. And then he's a punk buddy that we would. So we were just talking punk rock, and it ended up being a decent little morning of waiting around. And Josh is a guy where he's like, got reconstructed shoulders. He's broken multiple vertebrae in his back, and he actually
Not
just
good.
got back from Calgary because he's got some sort of like procedure where they basically like go into your back and like I don't know if it's like freezing or like trying to burn off some of the nerves or whatever to like eliminate some of the pain that from his back injuries or whatever.
I
but-
wonder, I got, between my C4 and my C5, I got roto-rooted. I went down the States for that. And yeah, that might be sort of the same idea where they just go in and create space in between the discs wherever
Okay.
they are. But I don't like they can do laser. They can laser that now. Like there's been a bunch of steps since then. Like they just took like a grinder, basically went between my
And
C4,
what
C5.
was that from sports or
No,
or-
God, no. That was from working at a radio station.
Oh, just
and
bad
sitting there for
posture. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like we got an ergonomic assessment done. They said it's the worst workspace they'd ever seen, ever. Can you imagine that? And I'm sitting there. I was like, well, what do you mean? They go, okay, well, first of all, your chair's broken. It's like, well, it's not that broken. Like, okay, now
There's still plenty of meat left on that bone.
that's right. As well, you have 4 monitors here, and they're all at different levels. Your keyboards are at different levels. You're always turning right, but the sliding for your broken chair isn't sliding. And then there was like a bunch of other things.
Right.
And so I went to the bosses. And I was like, I found the problem. And I showed them like, oh man, well you better buy a chair. It's like, okay, I guess I got to go buy a chair. So I got a chair. It was great. So after all that happened, I went and got surgery, and that sucked. But the deal is, you get that thing. It's just full of bone spurs and like built up tissue. And boy, oh boy, it's like one of the most painful things you go through. But once it's done, I had about a good, I'd say, 2 to 3 months of like, I am the best. And then it turned into waking up in the morning, feel great, and then by the time you sit down at work, there it is again. But still, just to have that little bit of relief, and it wasn't as aggressive. So to bring this back to your buddy, I hope he got some of that relief like I got, because it's always nice to have something,
Yeah. Well, he's
something.
he's a champ because he's always like he's into extreme sports and all
Well,
that.
yeah,
and
I
you would
imagine he
yeah,
had quite the biff to
But then
crack some
he
birds.
always like ends up injuring it and like either like slipping on ice or
Right.
like
It's
one of them
something
was like
uncool.
Non-cool ways
riding
possible.
horse injury, which
Yeah.
though that can be dangerous. But
Yeah.
you'd assume it was the like dirt biking or something that caused the main stuff. But yeah. No, he was doing it. He actually needed a form to get back to work, and the
Holy.
doctors had signed everything but this one form. Then I had to sit and that whole thing, and we were there for about 3 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least that helps pass the time having a buddy.
Yeah,
with you,
yeah,
or
it
whatever.
was good.
I did have a little cheat code this morning with the CRA as we continue to try to get taxes done during tax season. And I laid in bed with Margaret, and I called, and then I just napped
Oh,
until I got. It
beautiful.
was like, and it was quick too. It was like 55 minutes, I think, only, which was pretty good. So I was like, just dozing off, and all of a sudden I see here, hello, I'm agent number blah 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 blah, doing all this, and I was like, oh my god, and then just scramble mode, obviously, right? Because I put up my Murphy wall bed. I'm like, no time for that. What about my coffee? No time for coffee. Got to run to the studio in the garage, and it was a runaround. But still, being able to nap while you're on hold and
Oh,
waiting for
that's
someone
smart.
was the best.
Because for me, there's only I think twice since I've started with the city that I've had to call in sick, which is not bad.
That's
or
a
whatever,
very good track record.
But the one time that I was calling in, I was like quite sick. I'm like, you know what? I should probably call. I don't want to get anyone sick or whatever. So I happened to call on a day where there was a bunch of like water mains or something.
yes.
So it's like we're experiencing
Switchboard
a
is-
bunch of stuff. So I waited for about 40 minutes, and you have to call in at least a half an hour before your shift, or else you get in trouble. And I waited for about 40 minutes, and then it dropped my call, and I was like, no. So then I called back, and I was almost getting to the point where it was in that half an hour, and I was like, well, maybe I'm just gonna go to work
Right.
because like I can't even seem to be able to call in. And then finally got it in. I used a sick day, and everything was good. But I was like, man, I can't even like call in sick if I try.
I would say that's maybe a bit of a flaw in the system, like for employees
Yeah.
and the general public.
But yeah,
call the same number. And
yeah,
have to
it's
sit on the
all
same,
yeah, it's
right?
endless.
Like,
Andy,
But-
they should have a secret number that you like employees.
I
call
think the
immediately.
issue is so like I'm not the typical
Hi.
necessarily city employee, so
Right.
like maybe they're trying to
There's-
make it a little harder than it should be. Just
Yeah.
I don't know.
having a bad day.
Yeah.
Just having a bad day. Remember that song?
Had a bad day.
Yeah.
Turn it around.
Okay, it's a bad song, so let's not
Yeah.
even get into that. If we're
You're
gonna sing a song,
beautiful. Beautiful, it's true.
I thought it was "You're beautiful, that's for sure." Is that Nelly Furtado?
Which one?
You're beautiful, and that's for sure.
Oh yeah, Nelly
yeah.
Furtado.
Never. How does that song go? What's the hook
Yeah,
on
it goes
that?
like that.
Yeah, well, out there, ah.
Aaron will have it in a second here.
Interesting. I will say this: 3 Hall bouncing this weekend. They got the ladies' night going on Saturday. 10, I believe, female performers taking the stage as it is Women's Music Week.
That's right.
Been crushing it. Ugly Kid Joel was on here yesterday promoting the hell out of that. They got a different female musician each night this week on Hometown Rock. Be sure to check that out. You guys, I feel like all we've done is talk about everything but the stuff that we talk about here.
This is true.
How are we feeling about music today? Anyone want to talk about music?
Like,
Is there anything?
I don't know. I mean,
Anything? What are you listening to? How about that? What are you listening to lately?
Well, I literally was just listening to 10-Foot Pole,
Whoa.
Old Man. Yeah.
I don't know if I know Old Man. I only know what's my 10-foot pole song that I know. You know
ADD.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one.
Tell me, what does hyper mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good song. I loved 10-foot pole.
Yeah,
This
they
is
are
good.
fantastic.
Good for you.
And they came through Saskatoon about 3 years ago, and there was like about 20 people at the
Yeah.
show. But it was cool because they did 10-Foot Pole stuff, and then he like a lot of the punk guys did like an acoustic set where he played some songs acoustic. And
Nice.
yeah, it was pretty sweet.
I always like that. What do you listen to? You getting into anything?
Honestly, I've been having like when I drive in the car and I
CDs?
don't turn on anything.
Interesting.
I know. I mean, I have a CD in there. It's
Which CD
kind
is
of
it?
flip flopping. It's a burnt CD.
Oh,
It's
the best.
Lagwagon.
Woo! Those are our guys.
Thrashed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Trashed.
You know, I've called it thrash for so many years. We had the cassette when I was working in Regina on the movie Hollywood Flies. In our cube van, we had that cassette. And I always thought it said thrashed on it. And I loved
Do you
it.
have a favorite song? I know it's impossible, but from that album, could you pick one?
I don't even know the songs on the album.
You got
Tell me them.
Going South, Discords.
Two. Those are two of my favorites.
Know It All, I believe, is on that one.
I can
Look
sing
at the
it.
world
Yeah,
and
violence
disbelief.
on that.
You used to follow, now you lead.
Yeah, college
Man.
is enlightening you.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, again, Lagwagon's one of those ones you can put it on and you don't need to change anything.
I did find so when I brought back the van, I know I maybe talked about this later. I thought I had a like original production copy, but I also had a burnt version that Mike had given me years ago before the album was officially released. But it was a rehashed album. Government Cheese.
Right.
And so I had lost I'd gotten the burnt version like before it was whatever the actually with the artwork and the actual recording, and Mike had burnt me a version of the recorded version without all the fancy whatever.
Very cool.
And then I got a legit version of it, and I had lost that one obviously, and then I found the burnt version in the van, picked up the van. And then my CD player stopped working like an hour into the trip or something, right?
I remember.
So then I pulled out of the van. I was like, well, I got to add this, put this in the car that I'm kind of driving every day. So that would be the other one that's kind of been on rotation, I guess. And then I always throw in, I got a couple Dayglow albums in there that just I kind of
Are they
cycle
coming
through. They are coming May.
Yeah.
He's our Dayglow.
7th
He's our
May.
Dayglow.
Dude.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Our
I know.
insider. You're the
Yeah.
Dayglow insider.
They played. I think it was.
That was the last show you shamed me for not going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one wasn't, but it was must have been 2 years ago when they came, and they played like it was on my birthday. So I went on my birthday
Sweet.
and saw Dayglow, and then
Maybe
that
that
was at
wasn't the one.
Amigos. But yeah, that was 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
then last year, I think it was just the fall maybe they
Yeah,
played at
Because
Black Cat.
that's what it was. Because you were going to that show because you thought it might be their last show.
Right.
Because things were going a little bit.
Yeah,
wonky.
but then he came back and he's cancer free and
Crushed it.
like
That's
he's
great, yeah.
like he was.
You were
doing it,
talking
like,
to him in the parking lot.
Yeah, I chatted with because the last time at my birthday show, I talked to him. That's when he laid. He's like, oh, I got this cancer stuff, but I'm
Not
trying.
sure if I'll be
blah,
back.
blah, blah. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, damn, okay. They came the next year. It's like, I just figured I'd have a little check in with him. He's like, dude, I'm
Feeling
solid.
great.
You
That's
know, I'm
great.
doing great.
Great news.
And then, then they're coming back. May. I want to say like the 17th.
Here we go.
Oh, so that's
concert announcement.
something.
Concert
So
announcement.
that's going to be a competing bill to my birthday.
Yeah,
I'll
never
be
mind.
maybe
in
not the 17th because
No, he's in Regina, aren't you?
You're
Is that one in Regina?
Yeah.
That's in Regina, so
Okay.
it won't be.
So
But
we-
it's
okay.
at Amigos this time, and first week in May, second week in May.
Yeah,
mine's
that'll
the
be-
14th, so I was like, oh, it's right. I'm pretty. It's like the third, I think.
That'll be a great show.
Yeah.
And
And then there's this Ignite show, that's like California
Yeah.
kind of melodic hardcore kind
Yeah.
of thing. That's at the Black Cat, March 11th. Maybe? I
Oh,
think it's
that's
coming up.
right
It's coming
away.
up. I don't know.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, that's really the only
Yeah.
newest music I've
I
heard of.
was listening to Me First and the Gimmies Have a
So
Ball
good.
today in the car. And that's a good one.
That's a-
Like,
man,
I feel
can't
like
go wrong.
that's the best one. Maybe again, it's
They have so many now. I
They
forgot
really
how
do,
many
and
they
some
have.
some of them don't hit home for me as much. Maybe it's just I don't know because I don't have the nostalgia attached to it, or if
Or
it's
just
like
the
you know, when
wear
they're
and tear of having so much of the same idea of punk rocking up these old songs.
yeah, but man, do they do a
Formula.
good
They
job?
do it
of
great,
They
that's what I
do
mean.
Such a good job, and like again, I was listening to it, and like there's lots of like the falsetto backing vocals, and they're actually really good
Oh, yeah.
singers, all
Yep.
of them.
And what's the theme for this one?
Have a ball?
Yeah.
I don't know. That
The
was
show
the one
tunes?
that had like me and Julio and like
Okay.
Mandy and
Yeah.
Uptown Girl.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I don't know if it was just
Yeah,
I don't
because
know
like
what
down the road they started going into like different genres, right?
yeah, it was like they did like theater one or
Yeah,
like
right.
Broadway.
like opera,
yeah,
Broadway
yeah,
tunes and
yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah, very cool. Very. All I can think about now is, you think Mr. Dayglow drives a big ass truck, or was that just a clever song that they sing?
Yeah, it's just.
You think so? Got a 353 and it's built right up.
I believe he drives a Prius.
So guys, it should be I had a big ass truck. Okay, I'm with you there. Man, that's a good music update.
yeah, that
I'm
was-
loving
was,
this. Well done.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you. It was
very
great.
well
You done good, Mike.
Thanks.
You done good.
Thanks,
Golf
boys.
clap.
Thanks, boys.
You know, we were at.
Oh, it's May 3rd.
I said golf clap. Thank you. We got complimented on our golf clapping skills the other day at the golf simulator. I was out last Thursday with Uncle Grandma. Shout out to Uncle Grandma Storytime once again, episode 19 out now with our buddy Andrew. Andrew the drummer. It's a very good episode. So Uncle Grandma, Von Trask, and Von Hattie and I at a 911 Turbo golf round again last Thursday at the simulator, the YXC Academy here just down the street in Avalon. And anytime anyone has a good shot, I'm always just golf clap. And we had guys playing beside us. And when the guys finished up, they came over to us and said, "Hey, we just want you guys to know we really appreciate your golf clap. Like, that's the best golf clap we've ever heard." And of course, what do we do? Thank you very much.
Those
Give 'em
are
one
the
more for the road.
compliments that stick with
It's
you.
the best.
Like,
Best friends for
it's-
life now.
Oh man,
And
that's-
it's like, I guess we're the golf clap guys now. So now when we're in there, because we go weekly, so now it's like golf clap and everything. Like stepping up to the first tee, golf clap. Hey, go get another beer, come back, golf clap. Say hi to someone, golf clap.
You might need T-shirts. The clap.
There were there
Yeah.
there were a lot of clap
Double
jokes.
entendre.
There were a
Yeah.
lot of clap jokes with the strangers that became friends.
and a
I
lot
don't
of
think they
people
caught it, though.
scratching their midsections.
Yeah.
Apparently, what I realized was no one really associates the clap as a sexually transmitted disease anymore.
And
Apparently it's-
Infection. It's in.
Is that what it is?
Infection, not
They're
diseases anymore.
What's the
They're
what's the
STIs.
actual name for the clap?
chlamydia.
Chlamydia.
Chlamydia. So everyone just says chlamydia instead of the clap. Like the clap lost its
I think
cute
it's-
little pet name.
Yeah.
Now it's just chlamydia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ugh,
which is-
that's not
No,
fun at
it's-
all.
But it's been downgraded from a disease to an infection.
This
So
is
it's not so bad then.
You win some, you lose some. The facts of life.
We gotta be careful here, boys. We don't want this to turn into
Yeah.
make
This is true.
STDs great
This
again
is
or
true.
something. Yeah.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Where's our Trump? Our Trump's in there right now.
No, he's too busy.
He's
doing
so
stuff.
busy. Oh, he's texting Ryan. La di da. A lot of people say you text him too much. Just saying.
A lot of
You know,
people.
a little bit too much. Anything
What a
else?
kook that guy is. Anyway.
Anything else on the agenda, boys? Like we've just finished visiting. I don't know what the hell. Like, how does the time pass so much?
I don't know. It's just such a damn good time.
Yeah.
Just,
Hey, damn, that's us.
exactly.
You guys want to know the name of this? Have you learned the name? Have I told you the name of this?
Alvin?
Garly.
Nope. No. See
Simon?
you. No. You're.
Theodore?
And that I rest my case, Your Honor. Where's Royal Anders at? Oh, he's playing with the dogs. Royal Anders brings this beautiful little chipmunk, and he says, "I brought a treat for Maggie." That's my brother. I don't know why my Royal Anders like that. "Hey, I brought a treat for Maggie. Can she have it, please?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude." And he goes, "All right. I named him Theodore because he's a chipmunk." And
He's quite proper, really.
I looked at him. I was like, "Theodore?" Like, "Yeah, you know, from the Chipmunks." Like, dude, you're talking like the third chipmunk? You named him the third chipmunk, bro? Like, what the hell? He's like, "Well, what do you mean?" Yeah, it's like, just look to the song, right? Like, it's Alvin's obviously number one, and then Simon, the smart one, and then Theodore's like the cute little chubby third wheel. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like Alvin, Simon, Theodore, you know?
Wasn't there like a prominent like teddy bear named Theodore? Or am I?
Teddy
Teddy
Ruxpin.
Oh, Teddy
Ruxpin?
Ruxpin. Yeah.
Man, I just want to sing all the songs now.
Oh man,
I want a hula hoop.
I pulled
You
up. Remember the raccoons?
Yeah.
I was showing
Run
my
with
kids
us.
the Littlest Hobo.
Cyril
and the
Sneer?
raccoons. Oh my
Man.
god.
Man, I got the
How
best
did
Cyril
it-
Sneer story for you guys off the air. It's a little too aggressive for on the air, but do not let me forget to tell you because it's really good.
Was it-
Teddy Ruxpin theme song. You know it?
No.
Oh,
Do you
I
know
don't.
it? Oh. Come dream with
with
me
us. Oh.
tonight. And that's where you background it. Dream with me tonight. And the hook. Let's build a giant airship and sail into the sky. Come dream with me tonight. So good. So good.
For our album, what if we did throw in a couple
Ooh.
covers along that nature?
I
Punk
think
those up?
I think Coach Mazer would be so happy if we did.
And I still want to do Bare Naked Dummies, like where we do that cover band. And
Once there was this girl. I can't get a low enough.
but I-
Girl.
I feel like we should really, really do the songs justice, and we'll like heavy them up
Give
a
it a
bit,
real
but really
good-
try and give it our the old college try.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
everything about that.
Ah, that sounds good.
I can't
We're
wait
not
to.
going to give it the college try. We're going to give it the college do.
Yeah.
Whoa. That sound like college Yoda over there, bro. Jeez. All right. Well, I guess we ran out of time. Is this like? I feel like you guys just got here. Like we just turned on the camera. I'm very
We
upset.
stepped into
I
some
know.
sort of
I
time
don't want it to
continuum.
go so fast. This
And
is
it's-
like making love to me.
And
It's
at
just like gone.
this whole hour, at no point was one fact actually like said on air.
That's what we
It-
do.
It is all nonsense and hot
That
air.
is what we do, and that's why people come here for the All That
Mhm.
Angst podcast.
Mhm.
Again, you can check it out anywhere you find your podcast. Just Google All Out Angst podcast. That's all thanks to our girl Erin, who made sure that it was the perfect name to get everyone involved. And we are back in the swing of things after Uncle Mike took a little bit of time off. So we will be back up and running there every Thursday. Those ones drop. Dragon, you want to give Frankie a kick for me and let him know it's time to get the hell out of here? Beautiful. There it is. Great level too. All right. What a show. What a show today. I'm going to give a very, very special, very special thank you to Finnegan coming in today and keeping Maggie company. They have had all the fun. It was absolutely fantastic.
Is that Finnegan from Mr. Dress Up?
I believe it.
Part of that,
Mr. Dress Up
Asian
fame?
country?
Yeah, he's
I
nodding.
don't
He doesn't
know
look too
many other
convinced.
Finnegans, so.
Very rare. As well, Royal Landers, you missed it. I was chirping your naming of Theodore. What was your logic behind that? Can you tell us? And you thought he could use some more love? Okay.
Alvin gets all the
I like that.
glam, so you had to.
He wants to even it out.
Yeah.
I get it.
Makes sense.
I like that. Ooh. Come here. Hey, Finn. Finnegan, come here. Finnegan. Oh. It might turn into a brawl with the toys. Maggie's still got some street in her, and she gets pretty defensive when there's bones or toys around, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. She really loves that, Theodore. To Aaron, great to see you. Always love it. Great job last night, again, on Hometown Rock. Dragon, thank you. You're amazing. I love you. To the Seahawk, had another lunch with them, our final lunch in the beautiful City Hospital. We love you. Looking forward to another Friday with you. Oh, look at Finnegan here. This is beautiful. It's a cute Nami, man, I'm telling you. There's too much cuteness. So many animals. Tomorrow, oh, be careful now. Tomorrow, we'll be checking in with our friends on the All the Way Around table. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people are saying it's a really, really round table. So we'll be checking in with Adrian. Hey, come on now. Did I not just say she has a prison mentality? Come on.
I can't help but
We have that
partially
on.
responsible.
We have this on camera. I did just say this. Either way, we'll go let him hash it outside. We'll be back tomorrow. Simon Hyatt will be in the house. Curtis Anderson in the house. Coach Mazer. Adrian Balarjan. Adrian the Canadian. All of that and so much more waiting for you on the Wednesday edition of your show. Remember, karma is so incredibly real. Keep doing really, really, really good things and they'll start happening to you. I promise you, all right? We love you. Have a great rest of your night.
Bye-bye.
Woo! Great job, guys.